Well, hi, hello, and a warm welcome to this video where I'm going to be walking you through some simple steps to creating your art marketing plan. Yes, we're going to cover 9 steps. I know that sounds a lot, but actually they're really super short and sweet and really easy to take action on. By the end of this video, I'm hoping you'll have taken a few notes. You can put together your own art marketing plan and you can get into action straight away. Stay right to the end because I'm going to be sharing which one of those 9 steps is absolutely essential to the success of your art marketing. Without this particular thing, you're just not going to have a successful art business. So make sure you hang on and find out which one of my 9 steps is absolutely crucial. Yes, my name's Sophie Mahir and I help artists to make a living from their art by building a stable, profitable business doing what they love. If you'd like more helpful tips and tricks for building that successful art business, or maybe you're just starting out and you're not quite sure what you should be doing first, then you're in the right place. Please make sure if you love the content that you subscribe to my channel and give me a like on the video as well. And of course, if you feel up for it, don't forget to leave a comment below, ask a question. I love to hear from you. Okay, let's go ahead and dive straight in. Firstly, let's get really clear on the difference between marketing and sales. Marketing is that activity that you do to build awareness, connection, trust, all of those good things to help your would-be audience get to know you a bit better and feel like they would maybe like to buy from you. Sales, pretty simple really. That's the point where somebody exchanges their hard-earned cash for your product or service. And I think so many times I hear people saying, well, I'm doing some marketing, but I'm not making any sales. But you need to actually give somebody a reason to buy over here. And that's information that I give in a sales video. But today we're just talking about the building up. The two things go together. You can't have sales without marketing and marketing without sales, all right? The two go together. But today we're just talking about what I call ongoing marketing. That's the marketing that you're going to be doing day in, day out, week in, week out to build your stable, profitable art business. Ready for those 9 steps? Oh look, ready for those 9 steps? I got the right number of fingers. Let's go ahead and start with step number 1. So step number 1, always in everything we're doing, is about where do you want to get to? What is your goal? And it's no different with marketing. So is your marketing goal ultimately going to lead you to, I don't know, $50,000 worth of sales, right? So you're going to be doing this activity, but the end goal is to make money, to make sales. And you have a very specific goal. So we know it's measurable. We know whether you've done it or not. Are you perhaps looking to build that mailing list? Perhaps you want 5,000 people on your mailing list. Again, we'll know if you've done it or not. Or you'd like to increase your Instagram to 5,000, 25, 50, whatever the figure is for you. But by making a very clear goal, you know that whether you've achieved it or not, right? It's really tangible, it's trackable, you can watch your progress as you go along. Very often I hear someone say, oh, I'm going to do some marketing, I'm building awareness. Well, what does that mean exactly? It's not very tangible. So when we're doing marketing, we want a clear goal. Are you making money? Are you making sales? Are you looking to build your audience base? Are you looking to build your social media numbers? What exactly is it that you're looking to grow? So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is, of course, the target audience. Who exactly is it that you want to buy your artwork or your art services? Now, check out this video that I did here because that's all about how to find your ideal target audience. So we just need to know that you can't really do any marketing if you're not sure who that audience is. It's a bit like taking some darts and just chucking them out in the dark, or even worse, you're going to take up some darts, you're going to close your eyes and you're just going to throw them and you hope that maybe the odd one might hit the dartboard. It's very often what I call splattering in your marketing. So you pick up some marketing materials and you just do that. All right, now I don't know about you, but I haven't got a ton of money and I haven't got a ton of time. I don't want to waste either of those two things, right? So in order that we don't waste your precious time and your precious money, we need to make sure that what you're doing is very targeted, very specific, and it's getting in front of the right people. The first step of that is you've got to be crystal clear who your ideal target audience is, because once you know that, we'll know where they show up, what they're looking for, how they want to be communicated with, and really it's the very first vital step that you need. All right, so goal setting, your audience. What comes next? So step number 3 is really to be very clear that you have a clear niche. This is a conversation that comes up so many times because as creatives, we like to do a million different things. However, if you want to build a profitable art business, I'm going to suggest that you pick a niche out of all the things that you're doing. Or maybe you're watching this and you're saying, Sophie, I do just do the one thing. It's what I wake up in the morning and I live to do. You need to niche. So what do we mean by that? That means narrowing down, all right? And niche and target market go really well together, because somebody really can't follow you very easily if one minute you're creating ceramics over here and then another minute you're painting and another minute you're, I don't know, drawing something over here, and it's all very confusing. The easiest way to market, the easiest way to communicate to your audience is to say, hey, I do this. So for example, let's take the group of creatives that we are. We call them artists, all right? So as an artist, you can be so many different things. So supposing you want to break that down, you say, okay, I'm actually a painter. Great, all right, so at least we know you're not a singer, a musician, a potter, a sculptor, you're a painter. But that's really wide, right? There's all different sorts of painting. How about we narrowed that down and you said, well, actually, I specialize in watercolor painting. All right, so now we're beginning to get a picture in our head, typically at watercolor painting. All right, so we've got something, but it's really big, right? So what if you said, well, actually what I do is landscapes in watercolors. So now the audience has a little bit more of an idea of what they're going to find on your website, on your social media, when they go to an exhibition, when they look at wanting to buy things from you, they're going to expect to see what you said you do. So you could take it even further. It depends how niche you want to get. If you get super, super narrow, so long as there's a demand for that, you're onto a winner. If you get super, super narrow and there isn't so much of a demand, then you could end up shutting yourself off. But really you'd have to go many, many, many levels deeper. I'm going to suggest you might, so if we're following this trajectory, we might be thinking, okay, so you offer vibrant coloured watercolours of landscapes, perhaps in the area that you're in, right? So that people who live in that area say, well, okay, I would like the landscapes of this area, I like vibrant colours, and I like to see watercolours. And so that's your niche, that's what you do, all right? And when you can communicate that, goodness me, you're taking all the hard work out of your marketing and your sales. All right, what's up next? After this, I hear you cry. All right, we're now at step 4, where we're going to look at the key strategies. Now we have a little bit of information, okay? So we know what the audience is, who that group of people are. We've perhaps profiled right down to that one ideal customer that I speak about in that other video. All right, so we've got an idea of who they are, and we've got our clear niche. So now we've got some real tangible information to work with, and this makes choosing your strategies so much easier. Because again, a lot of artists are like, I'm not really sure what I should be doing. Should I be on YouTube? Should I be on Pinterest? Should I be doing email marketing? Should I have adverts out? Should I be advertising in local magazines? Should I be walking the streets with flyers? You know, what should I be doing? So you take this information and you work out, where is my audience actually hanging out? You know, do they actually watch video? Do they read blog posts? Do they listen to podcasts? Like, where are they? What's their interest? So for example, in this watercolor option that we've gone for, perhaps you make prints or products using your brightly colored watercolors, and you've decided that your audience are young, first-time home buyers. All right, and they typically shop online. They're interested in home decor, the latest trends, bright colors, decorating their home, all of that good stuff. So as a young couple looking online, you want to make sure then that the marketing strategies you choose are in line with that audience and the product. So for example, a good choice might be Pinterest, Instagram, and some ads, right? What is not going to work too well is going to networking events, putting ads in a local magazine, and hanging out on Facebook. because chances are your audience are not really there, okay? So this is how you're going to do it. I recommend that you choose maybe 5 strategies, and you could narrow that down and say, I'm going to focus really on 3 primarily. All right, that's the next piece done. What's coming next? Okay, step 5 is the core content. So you need to give your growing audience something interesting and of high value to consume on a weekly basis. I'm going to keep that in. I like that. On a weekly basis. So if you've decided that it's Pinterest, then you need to make sure that there's a lot of pins with really interesting content going onto your Pinterest boards. You might go back a step further and say, okay, they're interested in home decor. So have I done a bit of a little blog article that I'm then going to pin onto my pin board, where somebody can look back and read at the latest trends, how to decorate their lounge with bright original landscapes. Interesting, useful information for the target audience. If you, for example, run workshops and you teach, then you might be doing something like this. You're going to put a YouTube video out, or you're going to do a Facebook or Instagram live video. If you know your audience really consumes audio, then likely you're going to be either guest podcasting or running your own podcast. You want to put something out every week that is going to be interesting for your audience. Now, don't overthink this. Don't make it overcomplicated. Start where you're at. Make sure it's easy and that it's not going to be something you're going to procrastinate over. So don't say, hey, I'm going to set up a podcast if you're not techie, you're not very good at time management, you've never done one before, you've never guested on one before, you don't have any equipment. All right, choose something where you're at. So very often I suggest to a lot of the clients that I work with, they start with a simple blog, or perhaps Facebook or Instagram Live, because there really isn't much technology. You don't even have to edit it. It's just some simple content. And listen, it could just be studio news that you do every week. Here, this is a deep dive into what I've been doing in the studio this week. All right, this is something that your audience will be interested in, your story, your materials, what you do. All right, core content. Next up, really super important, you want to focus on building that mailing list. So I don't know if you ever, as a child, played the game Snakes and Ladders. I used to play it all the time. And what are we always fearful of? That last, I can't remember, is it square 96, 97? It's right at the top there. You've worked really, really hard and you've dodged all the snakes and you've climbed some ladders and you've got all the way nearly to the end. And you land on the snake and the snake takes you right back to square one and you have to start all over again. This is what it's like not having a mailing list. Okay, so for example, I've got an open studio coming up. So I've got 2 ways of building my art business and marketing myself as an artist here. So step 1 is, or option 1 is, I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to be all out. I'm going to put all my marketing out. I'm going to do all the stuff I need to do to get people to the open studio. I'm going to enjoy the open studio. Thank you so much for coming. That's lovely. Off they go again. Next time I do open studio, I've got to start all over again, put all the marketing materials out, get the people to the open studio. Or option 2 is I do all the work and I get people to the first open studio, then I give them the opportunity to join my artist mailing list, where next time I have a show or an open studio, they're going to hear about it first and they're going to get invited to my private viewing. Now, they're going to love that exclusivity of hearing your news first, finding out about when you've done that live or YouTube video or blog post, of course, getting an invitation to your next exhibition. But not only that, guess what? The work just got a lot easier. Next time round, you're going to communicate with your list and let them know about that exhibition. And the work just got that bit easier. So listen, the takeaway I really want you to get from this piece is your mailing list is your art business. And if you delay on putting it together, you're just delaying the ease of growing the business, all right? Okay, so step 7 out of 9. We are so nearly there. All right, step 7, you're going to put together a weekly plan. So this is the marketing stuff that you're going to be doing every single week. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a clue. Would you like that? Come closer. Would you like to know what I do every week? Because it's the easiest thing to share with you. In fact, I know it so well, I don't even need the planner anymore because it's just ingrained in my head, right? It's just become a habit. So each week I plan, I film, and I create a YouTube video for my YouTube channel. Every week I send out an email to my list telling them a little bit or whetting their appetite about this video, giving them a link where they can watch it. Every week I post to Instagram with my talk topics and helpful tips and tricks and things around what I'm teaching, but also one of those posts is going to be about my YouTube video. All right, so you're getting the theme here. So what am I doing really? I'm making the core content, I'm building the mailing list, emailing out, and then I'm building that a little bit more with the social media. All right, that is what we call ongoing marketing. Of course, I ramp it up and it changes when there's an exhibition to be had, or an online course or membership launch. All right, there's different things that go on. But on a week by week basis, it's pretty simple. Create your content, work out what days of the week are going to work best for you to make the content that you've decided. You're also likely going to be doing some social media, that will be part of it, and you're likely going to be emailing that growing list. Even if you're starting with 10 people, it doesn't matter, right? It's just the action and it's the consistency of you doing this week in, week out. It becomes easier the more you do it. Your audience knows what to expect. You get into a routine and the whole thing just flows. Step 8. Oh, too many fingers, too complicated. 5, here we go. Step 8. You're going to put it in your diary. Who here agrees with me that if it's not in the diary, it doesn't happen? Now, you might have some project management sort of software that you use, or spreadsheets or other planning. You know, we're a great advocates of planning. All the work we do with our Art Business Academy monthly membership is around planning. There's a lot of planning that goes on, and everybody has access to a lot of planners, right? Lots of different options. But if you don't have that, just use your diary and say, okay, on a Monday, that's when I'm going to create my piece of content, or a Tuesday, or whatever day works for you. That's the day when I'm going to edit it. That's the day I'm going to write the email. That's the day I'm going to schedule my social media. All right, it really is as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. All right, step 9. This is the bit that so many people forget. Remember at the beginning you set that goal? I want to have, I don't know, this number of people on subscribing to my YouTube channel. I want to have this number of sales, or whatever your end goal is of your marketing. You need to track that. So you need to look at the numbers. So if you went for the YouTube numbers, pretty obvious, every month you'll look and see, is my YouTube channel growing? Am I doing enough in order to make it grow? Are the numbers on my mailing list growing, if that's your target, right? Am I, is what my marketing activity leading to sales? Am I making more sales? Am I making more money? You need to track it. And after a while, if you tend to think, I send out that email but nothing happens, maybe I need to look at improving my emails, or changing up the content, or doing a survey to my audience to find out if they're really enjoying the content and this is what they want for me to send them. All right, each of these different things you'll always be able to improve on. But at the end of the day, if you don't check it and you don't know, then you're back to wasting that time and money, which we don't want you to do. So get savvy with step number 9. Keep your stats, just a simple spreadsheet. At the end of the month, just look, okay, am I on track? Are things growing the way I wanted to? Which post, for example, on Instagram performed the best? Why was that? Was it a carousel? Did I put a reel out? What time of day did I put it out? Did I put it out the best optimal time of day? That works. Maybe I'm going to do that from now onwards. I've seen Monday's not a great day. I'm not going to post on Mondays anymore. I'll cross that off my list. See, these things you need to experiment with. Emails, do you send them generally in the morning or the evening? Which day of the week? Experiment until you get the best result that you can possibly do. Marketing at the end of the day is something that's going to grow and change and shift, and you're going to grow with it. But it's the lifeblood of building your art business. Without it, you're not going to be making the sales, and you're not heading to Dream Art Business, which I'm pretty sure is where you want to go if you're watching this video. All right, at the beginning, I promised you something. I said, wait right to the end, because I'm going to share with you the one thing out of all 9 that is the most important. Can you guess what it is? If you even have an inkling, you should pause on the video, shoot down to the comments and leave me which one you think it is before you watch the rest of the video. All right, I'm going to put you out of your agony. It is the mailing list. All right. Hands down, like I said when we were talking about it, The mailing list is your business. If you do all this marketing activity and you're not driving people to a way they can join the mailing list, which by the way, you can do on a YouTube video, at the bottom of a blog, at the description of your podcast, on all your social media, the bottom of the email, like everything you can do will drive people back to join your mailing list. And there are lots of other things you can do. You can run ads and grow it at a faster rate, but that's a whole other topic. So the mailing list is the core piece of your marketing. Everything you're doing, you want to be thinking, how could I grow that mailing list? If I put that video out, could I talk about, what's great about joining my mailing list? Could I give them a link? If I'm having an exhibition, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing at Open Studio, people are going to win something, and in order to win it, they're going to have to leave their name and email address plus permission to go on my mailing list. Simple? Simple. All right, so your little homework now at the end of this video is to perhaps go back over it, take some notes, create your simple art marketing plan. Let us know in the comments below what activity you're going to be doing, what strategies you're choosing, and if you have any questions about today's content. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you've loved it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, take care. Bye-bye.